Rockford boys soccer are the reigning Division I state runner-ups. They were shut out, though, in the finals last year by Rochester Adams 2-0. And now that they are just one win away from this year's title game, they want to try to go back and win it all. Here's our conversation with the Rams head coach, Tim Bowman. You guys are here at the final stretch of soccer season. I know things are really exciting. So kind of walk me through, especially that regional final win that you guys just had last week.
Yeah, it was a great night. We tried to prepare our guys as best as possible. We scheduled a really hard schedule at the beginning of the season. We played two teams out of state that were challenging for a state title themselves. We knew that if we could match up against those types of teams and play them early in the season, find out where we were, what kind of players do we have, when we go into bigger games, in the district game, the finals, the regional semifinal, the regional final. We've got some good experience behind us, and I think we've got some good leaders on the field that they've been in big game situations now. They've been in tough teams where they've had to play, through adversity, and it's kind of helped them in the long run. We had a kind of struggle, couple games right in the middle of the season where we had to make some changes to our personnel, really kind of flip the lineup a little bit. Ever since then, we really went on a run and just kept going, but the regional final was tough. Portage Central is a very good team. They played us very, very well. They're well coached. They worked hard. We watched a lot of film on them. We studied them. We did everything we could to really take things away that we knew that they would be good at. And, we didn't really want it to go to another overtime game either. We played through two of those recently, left it late. We battled back from being down a goal in both games. So I challenged the guys. I said, look, find a way to win in regulation. It'll feel better for us. It'll be, less running for you guys as well, less pressure. And, we found a way to do that in the long run.
I'm glad you brought up those overtime games because you had two back-to-back, and Brighton, who you guys are going to play this week, is also coming off an overtime game. Do you feel that your team is a little more rested now that you've had a couple days to recruit? But also, what is playing in back-to-back overtime games like that tell you about your team and kind of their grittiness and their resiliency as well?
Well, it's definitely tough to coach in those types of games because you don't know what's going to happen. You kind of have a good idea of what could happen, but a lot of times it comes down to who's in the best shape sometimes as well. And, our guys had really trained hard in the summer and the off season. They've done a lot of work with strength and conditioning coaches to build them and to build their fitness. We've had 6 days off from the time that we beat Portage till the time that we play against Brighton. That's a good amount of time to really rest the legs, really recover, ice baths, everything that you need to do there to make sure that you're ready for the next battle.
This is a top 15 matchup. You guys are ranked 9, Brighton's number 14. So we're going to see a really good game. And you guys also are the reigning state runner-ups in Division I. How much do you talk about that game and being the runner-ups, and kind of has that fueled also the team's determination and motivation in this season?
Yeah, they look a lot at some. We lost 12 guys off that team last year. The majority of those players were starters. We've only really got one or two key players that came back as starters. The rest were coming in off the bench last year. They know about it. They feel that there's some unfinished business left on the table, but we've got to beat Brighton first, and we know that. Last year we played Detroit Catholic Central, which could have been in that game this year as well. Could have been a rematch in the state semifinal. But we had to beat them, and we found a way to beat them. They had incredible players on their team that were Division I recruits. None of our guys had any looks at the Division I level. They were just hardworking, great soccer players, worked well with each other. They bonded really well. I feel like this year is a little bit of a different team. It's a little bit more dynamic. We're a little bit more pacey. We've got a little bit more control of the ball, possession-wise. And we're not really just relying on one or two people to score goals compared to last year where we had just one or two players that if they didn't perform, we were kind of hoping that someone might just, get lucky and step up. This year, we've really found the net through multiple individuals. It could be anyone's night. 11 for 11, I feel pretty confident with the amount of players on the field against another team's, 11. Watching film against Brighton, they're a good team. They've got a couple individuals that are very talented, but we're looking forward to, jumping over that state semifinal, getting back to a final again in the state final run, And it's incredible to have the opportunity to do that 2 years in a row. We didn't think that we were that good at the beginning of the year. I thought we had a good team. I didn't think we would get this far as what we have again. But credit to the guys for believing in the system and continuing to keep going every game.
Well, that semifinal game is set for Wednesday, November 1st at 7 p.m. at East Lansing High School.